Hey everyone, it's me. I am going to do a brief Q&A. I've gotten a lot of questions lately, so I figured that I would just answer them in a quick video. So some of these are kind of random, so just bear with me, okay? What is your favorite exercise? I like the elliptical. I can get into like a nice rhythm when I'm on it, and I can be on that thing for 45 minutes and feel good about myself. All right, how in the future will you handle issues with bullying if there is bullied or if he is the bully? All right, hopefully this is something that we will never have to deal with. Wishful thinking. I know at some point we more than likely will have to deal with it, because what kid doesn't encounter bullies at some point, whether it's as the kid on the side, as the one being bullied, or as the bully. I really hope that I will raise Bear in a way where he will not feel the need to be a bully, and that he won't fall into that group of kids. You know, like I have hopes that he'll be better than that. If I were to find out that he was bullying a child, I would definitely sit down and talk with him about it, and talk with him about why he's bullying, and why he feels the need to tear other kids down in order to like feel better, or if he's dealing with some stuff on the inside. I would really try to get to the root of the problem, and I would really encourage him to apologize to the kids, and to if it's peer pressure, if it's his group of friends, I would really hope that he would find some new friends. You know, in elementary school, there's a lot more you can do about that. You can limit who they hang out with and stuff, but I believe in letting him make his own choices. I hope we don't have to deal with it from that end of the spectrum. I have high hopes for him, and I hope we don't have to deal with that. If he comes home and tells me, "Mom, I'm being bullied by this group of kids," I would encourage him to stand up for himself. I'm not going to be the kind of parent that says, "Oh, just sit back and take it." I will encourage him to fight back. If they're shoving him around and making fun of him, and if he wears glasses, like if they're stealing his glasses, I'll encourage him, to fight back, get the glasses back, push them back, show them that you cannot be pushed around. Many people may not approve of this, but I was very bullied as a child. In 6th grade, actually, I remember this so well. There was this group of kids, boys and girls, and I was in science class, and I had brand new glasses, and I had just gotten them. I had been wearing glasses for a couple years now, but I had just gotten brand new ones, and this one kid comes up behind me and dumped a can of soda on my head, and the other one knocked my glasses off, and the third one stomped on them and smashed them right there on the floor. And that was all before the teacher came into the room. So I was always told, ignore them, it's a phase, they'll grow out of it, you'll be fine. So I didn't fight back. I never said a word. I didn't tell on them. But when I went home and my mom asked, what happened to your glasses? And I said, oh, well, they dumped soda on my head and broke my glasses. She said, well, I hope you have money for new ones. And that was the end of it. And that is not the kind of parent that I want to be when it comes to bullying. I will be there for him. And if necessary, I'll be the mom that's confrontational. If he fights back and if it doesn't stop, I will go to the teacher, I will go to the principal, I will go to the parent of the bullies. I don't care. I want to get the issue fixed. So, yeah, I'm going to be that mom. All right. What are some tips for a happy, healthy relationship? All right. First of all, let me state that I am flattered that I got this question. I guess that Hubs and I have a relationship that some of you would deem, like, I guess, admirable. I don't know. But let me just say that we are human and we do have our faults. We don't argue often, but we do argue. We are not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. And that's actually one of my tips, is to remember that you are human and that your partner is human. And that there will be mistakes, there will be mess-ups, there will be hormonal nights, there will be sleep-deprived moments, but that's just all part of life, and you just have to learn how to work with that and learn how to love the person through their faults. I mean, obviously, if it's a fault like they beat me, or, you know, well, he was choking me, but he was just angry. That's not just angry. That's an abusive situation. That's a completely different story. Get out of that situation, please. There's a difference between domestic violence, abuse, and then having faults and flaws. There's a difference. So learn to recognize that too. Another tip I have is get over bodily functions. Everybody pees, everybody poops, everybody farts and burps and sweats and has body odor, and that's just all part of being human. And the sooner you get over the perfect fairy tale where none of that happens, the better, because trust me, it will happen. It will happen unexpectedly, and sometimes it will be most foul. So you just have to learn to deal with them at their best and at their worst. Say thank you. When Hubs does something for me, sometimes I'm so guilty of taking it for granted. Like, he brings me home fruit salad a lot, and fruit salad is like one of my favorite things ever. So I try to remember to say thank you, but honestly, sometimes I don't. But I know that when I do say thank you, or I show my appreciation, you know, I write him a little card, you know, I pack him a lunch and write a note in it for work the next day, you know, so that I make sure that he knows that I appreciate him and what he does. You know, I remind him of what a good husband and what a good father he is. I thank him for helping out around the house and things like that. So, like, that's important. Validation in a relationship is important, because just as much as you want to hear that you're loved and you're valued and your contributions are important, they want to hear it too. So don't forget to give it as well as accept it when it comes. And don't forget to say that I love you. So many people don't say it, or they'll say it like every now and then. But say it and mean it. I never go to bed without telling my husband that I love him. I never get out of the car without telling him that I love him. Like, every time we're leaving, whether it's for work, to go to the store, like anything, when one of us is leaving, we always say I love you, and we always give each other a kiss, because we both know that life is so short, and you never, ever, ever know when it could be your last time. So always take advantage of those moments. Always let your significant other know how much you appreciate them and how much you love them, and don't be afraid to let them know. Don't be afraid to try new things. I was scared to try this certain type of pizza that my husband loves. It sounds so stupid, but he loves it. So I tried it one night, and it was really, really good. And, you know, but on the other hand, don't be afraid to say no. You know, saying yes to things is important, and compromise is important, and trying new things is important, but being yourself is also important, and staying true to your personal boundaries is important. So this is going to be a little bit of TMI here, so be warned. Hubs once asked if I wanted to try anal, and I said no, and he was okay with it. And then about a month later, he asked again, and I said no, I wasn't very comfortable with it. He was okay with it. You know, you have to respect your boundaries. He asked again. I said yes. I wasn't comfortable with that decision. The whole time, I was not comfortable with what we were doing. I did not enjoy it at all. I felt like I was outstepping my boundaries. And afterwards, I just said, let's never do that again, and please don't ask me again, because it's just not something I'm comfortable with. I'm sorry, I'm not. And he respects that. You know, so he respects me saying yes to things, but he also respects when I say no. And then, you know, that was something he really wanted to try, so I finally caved, but, you know, then we talked about it, and he respects that, and he respects that I was willing to say, I tried it once, never again, okay? He understands that, and that's important in a relationship, is if your partner is unwilling to step outside of their own personal boundaries, and maybe for their personal reasons. You know, there's some things that I want to do that Hubs is not comfortable with, and I have to understand that, because he has his boundaries too. And I can't expect him to cross those every time for me. Some things we can compromise on, but some things should just be left to be. We are the first family. When you grow up, you have your mom, your dad, maybe some siblings. That's your core family. That's your first family. When you move out and start a family with someone new, and you get married, and it's you and them, or you, them, and a baby, however your relationship works, you are now that first family. The two of you are now committed to each other, supporting each other. So the other family becomes your second family. They're still family, they're still important, but that significant other takes the place of your immediate family, and you guys are now family, and you make decisions together as a unit for your new family. And that's an important thing to remember, especially when outside forces try to pull the two of you apart. You have to remember you are a team, you are in this together. And when I got married, I took my vows 100% serious. And that's something that you have to remember in a relationship, especially a marriage. You need to take your vows seriously, people. It's not a joke. It's a commitment. And I feel like so many young people today, young people, I'm a young person, but like young, I'm talking like 17, 18, say, oh, I'm going to get married. I've known him for a month. I love him. So they jump right on board the marriage wagon and not really thinking about all that it implies, without realizing when I get mad at him, I can't just break up with him and walk away. Now there's a whole bunch of legal stuff you got to do. Marriage is a big deal, and those vows are not meant to be taken lightly. So it's for better or for worse. When Hubs is really sick and really cranky and just having a really bad, nasty poo day, I have to deal with that because I love him no matter what, and I'm there for him, and I am his wife, for better or for worse. If I get him at his best, I also have to be able to take him at his worst, and I have to love him through it, and we will get through it. It's tough sometimes, but, you know, we're a team, and we get through it. So that was my long list of tips for a healthy relationship. All right, in 5 years, where do I realistically see myself? I see myself with 2 more kids, so 3 total, living in a more northy state than Florida. Boo, Florida. Yay, Tennessee or North Carolina or something like that. Hopefully owning a house, nice 3-4 bedroom house, and working as a full-time midwife, either joining a practice or having my own at that point. So that's 5 years where I hope to see myself. Favorite color is purple. I love purple. Second is green. I like green, but only certain shades of green. It's like, why did you even invent that color? Why is that here? Do I snore? I've been told that I do, unfortunately. Does Hub snore? Oh, yes. How do you deal with blanket stealing? It's a really simple solution. We each use our own blanket. We sleep in the same bed, but I have my blanket, he has his blanket, and no one does blanket stealing, and everyone's comfortable, and it works out really well. And what's a chore that I hate the most? Laundry, because it's never ending. It piles up, and it just drives me nuts. I hate laundry. Plus, I'm a really bad folder. My stuff always winds up wrinkled when I fold it. So Hubs does the laundry, and I deal with most of the other stuff. What's the chore that I like the best? Vacuuming. I like vacuuming. I don't know why. I enjoy it, and it's fun because Bear likes it too. So he helps me vacuum. What do you like and dislike about living in Florida? I like that we don't have to deal with a lot of snow. Like shoveling snow and salting the roads and stuff. We don't have to deal with that. I hate that we don't have any sort of seasons. It's literally summer year-round except for like 2 weeks in January when it's like, oh, it's kind of cold. Maybe I should wear a sweater. And then it's hot the rest of the year. There's sand everywhere. Even miles inland, you'll find like sand instead of dirt. It's crazy. There's no basements. You don't get seasons. I think I just said that, but that's a really big deal. You don't get seasons. And there's tourists and old people everywhere, and that is not all it's cracked up to be at all. Plus, I'm not really a big fan of the beach. So living in Florida for me is kind of pointless because I never go to the beach, as you can probably tell. Very pale. All right, this has been a rambling video, questions and answer time with Kim. I hope you learned some stuff today, boys and girls. And thank you for watching.